Let's sew a ball cap job with our Happy HCR3 multi-head embroidery machine. To do so, first let's look at setting up a cap onto a cap hoop so that we can mount it on the machine. So we'll go on over here to the side to our hooping station, which is included with the machine purchase. And we'll take a ball cap and open it up, flatten out the bill, and extend the sweat band. And if we've got an adjustment strap on the back, loosen that a little bit. So this is our hooping station here with our cap hoop. We lock that in place, and that makes it much easier to hoop. We'll take some stabilizer, tearaway stabilizer. You can use a couple of layers if you want to. And for this job, we've elected to use 3 of them. Just set that in place, and we will place the cap over that. And then there's a center mark that aligns with the center seam on the cap. So as long as we can adjust that so that's aligned, the cap will sew nice and on center. So we pull this nice and tight around our form to give the proper tension and structure for good alignment when the machine is sewing. Bring the strap all the way around so that the teeth hold it in place nice and accurately, checking for our alignment. And double check. Tighten down our strap. And finally, on the rear side of this, we have clips that will hold the back material so that everything is nice and straight. And that helps also hold the front of the cap down nice and tight. Once our clip's in place, we're finished, and we can take this back to the machine and sew it. So, nice and aligned, we're ready to take this to the machine. So walking on over to the machine, to mount that on the machine, you can see that we already have the cap driver here. All we have to do is rotate the bill out of the way, and then bring it back up and lock it onto the cap driver. That goes in there with a nice click. You can see we've got the other 3 hats already ready to go. Making sure that that's on there firmly. Okay, with the 4 hats on here mounted firmly, we're now ready to load the design onto the machine. So we'll take our USB stick, and the machine has 2 available USB ports on the right side of the control panel. So we'll insert the USB port in either one of them. It doesn't make a difference. Line that up carefully. And at the front screen, we just press read to read from the stick. It will instantly display any available compatible designs on here, and we'll select our design from the list. It'll tell us when it's finished, and simply go back to the home screen. And the first thing we want to do is set the colors. So next to the images of the color cones here on the screen, there's a button to set the color cones for that. So knowing what the colors are, we'll go ahead and pick. Say, for example, you can see the machine highlights which section you're dealing with. So we know our first color is red, so we'll find the color number, which in this case is 3, that has the the red cone on it. Now the next one it migrates to automatically. We know that has to be white. So we'll find the needle number for white. In this case, it's going to be 12, and you can see that here. This is also white, and then finally red. So we're complete, and if we want to see how it's looking, we can always press the magnifying glass, and you can see how it is. You can even set the canvas colors to the garment color to see how it's going to look when it's sewn out. The design is also upside down because when the machine is in cap mode, it automatically orients the design to the way the caps are oriented when they sew, so you don't have to worry about that. Finally, after loading the design, setting the colors, we only need to check the alignment in the hoop. There's a button with a little hoop on it here that we press that shows a blown up picture of the design with an outline in blue and where it falls within the available sewing area. A general recommendation is to first put it in the center so that we can be sure it's in the center and zero that out. And And then that way, if we want to move off center, we can use our arrow keys to fine tune the position. A popular option with caps is to sew this as low on the cap as possible, which you can get very low with these machines. And then once we think we like that, we can confirm that by pressing trace, giving us a control panel here where we can actually hit play, and what will happen when we press this button is that the machine will start moving and will start pointing to where the edges of the design will fall. So we'll go ahead and hit play, and you can see that the machine has started moving, and we can bring our number one needle bar down to show how close that's going to be and check to make sure that that's going to fit. That's actually looking pretty good to us. So we'll bring our needle bar back up and just do a last minute check, make sure everything's on nice and tight, and we'll begin sewing. Simply return to the home screen and press start.